Good morning. Today I'm going to be showing you how to thread your Singer 20U, whether it's a 20U Professional or any of the other 20U models. They're all pretty much the same. I will say the 20U 43 that I own is slightly different. I will be doing a separate video on that. It's not a massive difference. It's just one of the thread guides works in a slightly different way. So anyway, today we are going to be threading up the Singer 20U Professional. I will be starting with the top thread, and then I will also be showing you how to do your bobbin. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using the built-in thread stand that's on the machine. Usually I just use my industrial machine. It just means that the first step is ever so slightly different. So when you use your built-in thread stand, get your thread, and you need to hook it through the relevant part of your thread stand at the top here. Okay, this is your thread guide. You've got one thread guide for the left and one thread guide for the right. Once we have thread through the thread stand, we now come to the front part of the machine. So you need to pass the end of the thread through the top of this thread guide, and then also through the bottom. It can be a little bit fiddly. You see how it loops through? Yeah, and then just pull that down. Next we need to thread the area of the tension unit. So we take our thread, we loop it through this guide here, down, through our tension plates, back up. Okay, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit here. And then you see you've got your tension spring here. So you need to bring your thread around so it hooks back through your tension spring like this. So if you pull it, can you see? It's important that you get your thread back into the tension spring. We then bring our thread down underneath this hook here, back up and loop it back through this thread guide here. So it looks just like that. Then we bring our thread through the hole in the needle bar here, through this thread guide here, and then we come down to the needle area. So on this particular machine, we've got a little spring hook here that you literally just wrap the thread round, and then there's another guide here. We push it through the side and through. We just wipe the thread a little bit. There's a little bit of oil there, and then I will get my little needle threader, which I have put a little bend on so that I can pull the thread from front to back. These needle threaders come straight and they can be an absolute pain, but for this machine I always bend it a little bit so it's a lot easier. I'll put my needle threader through the eye of the needle. If you've got brilliant eyesight, you can do this by sight. I have reached that stage in life where I need glasses to do fiddly things. A needle threader makes the job so much easier. So hook my thread onto the needle threader, pull it through the needle, and then pull it through to the back of the machine, and that is your top thread. That is your top thread in place. Okay, so now we're going to do our bottom thread into the Singer 20U. This is the bobbin case for the Singer 20U. As you can see, it's got a big gap here because it is a zigzag machine. It's a wide capacity zigzag. And it has this, what was referred to as a pigtail on the bobbin case. It's very important that your bobbin case has this on it. If it's missing, you're going to need to get yourself a new bobbin case. So we get our bobbin, we check the direction of our thread. Okay, so our thread will wind off that way. So hold your bobbin case, get your bobbin and get your bobbin case. Place your bobbin into the bobbin case. Okay, all the time keeping hold of that end of the thread. We then bring our thread through and up down this groove here, so it pulls into the tension unit that is on the bobbin case, which is this piece here, and then we get it through our pigtail, so just a little twizzle, and then we lay our thread down the front. Make sure you've got 2 to 3 inches of thread coming out of your bobbin case. Next we need to insert the bobbin case into the machine. So get your bobbin case, pull this little lever forwards. Make sure your thread isn't going to get trapped underneath. Pull that around like that. Yeah. This locks the bobbin into the bobbin case, okay? Now reach round. I find it easier if I go from underneath the machine and slot it on to the spindle where the bobbin case goes. Let that lever go and it will be locked into place. Okay, so next we need to pull our bobbin thread up through the faceplate and the feed dogs. So we take our top thread, just keep hold of the end, slowly turn our hand wheel down. We just drop the foot on this one and round, so it does so that top thread does a full loop of the hook mechanism. Bring the needle back up. I'm going to lift my foot back up. I'm going to very carefully pull this thread, and it might need a bit of a jiggle. Go. Pull the bottom thread up. Can you see that bottom thread there? All right, it's come up. And just hook your bottom thread through and pull it out to the back of your machine, and that is your machine threaded and ready to sew. Obviously before sewing, make sure you close that cover. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.